Welcome to CCRPG, where we open up our virtual table and play games with some good friends. I'm Bob, and I'll be running Lancer, an RPG by Miguel Lopez and Tom Parkinson-Morgan. You can find it at Massive Press on itch.io. After besting the Periapsis MC pilots gathered around the gate station, the DBC Crew plans on how to retake it. The enemy ship, the Fees Due, has undocked from the station. Now, Kolion's frigate, the Relst, moves to engage it, drawing its attention, giving our pilots an opening to get on board the station. Having made contact with the opposing commander, Crustaceous Ripkus, Astro knows they don't intend on letting the gate go easily. All right, let's come back into the action there. It should be just after you all have had a meeting with Kolion. He is heading back to the Relst to take command. He will not start the engagement with the enemy ship until you guys are ready to go. So if there is any last-minute preparation or anything you guys need to prepare before you get going, he's working on your schedule. You guys are coordinating here.
Okay.
So where are all of you, and what are you doing?
Quick question: are we planning on docking DBC with the gate, or are we just going to take our mechs down there?
Well, we might actually want to talk about that.
Because, I mean, if we take our... I guess I should be doing this in character.
I'm taking the DBC to the gate.
Well, I mean...
Well, we can, but that puts the DBC in danger. Perhaps we'd be more nimble if we just kind of fly, on our mechs towards the gate.
I mean, all they need to do is get someone to sneak on board and can free up their buddies, and then we got 2 more people to worry about.
Even some of our best case scenarios on what happens when we power the gate back up puts the DBC in danger. Like, some of our best case scenarios. So.
I'm not saying DBC's not going to be in danger. I'm just saying we can control the degree of danger that it's going to be in.
Yeah, no, I think you misunderstand. I'm agreeing with you. DBC shouldn't go anywhere near the gate right now.
I thought you were saying it should dock. Okay.
No, are we all on the same page?
Okay.
I don't know. Does anyone want to dock the DBC with the Death Gate?
Death Gate?
Definitely not. So, yeah, I think we're on the same page. So we're going to sort of do like a halo jump or something to the a space jump to the gate in our mechs.
Did you just make that up?
I mean, space jump is a thing. It's not the thing you said it is, but it is a thing.
No, the halo jump.
Halo jump is high altitude military parachuting.
Yeah, high altitude, low orbit. I will remind you all, there is no planet nearby, nor is there anything orbiting anything out here. So
yeah, so it doesn't really make sense in this context.
Okay,
right.
So my comment still stands.
Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna make the gate have an orbit. We're gonna do the thing that Todd said for some reason.
Okay, so guys, here's the new plan. We're gonna open up the gate.
I think,
we're gonna open up the gate into the core of a black hole to give it enough mass to generate an orbit. Is everyone on board with this?
Like I said, it's also gonna need an atmosphere for when we deploy our parachutes. So
I think I'd rather
agree
just
to this
not
only
do
if
what
Astro
Todd
tests
said.
it first.
Yeah, let's go already.
Yeah, I'm getting my stuff ready in our armory area. I'm assuming all the pilot gear we can get through.
Yeah.
Just equip with.
Yeah, your normal pilot gear is what is expected to be on quick access for you. So the things you normally have equipped is out and ready for you.
Yeah, I'm going into the armory to get different stuff, basically. I don't think I need a sleeping bag to go over there.
I mean,
we might want to have a sleepover when we're all done.
Sure.
What if Ripkus decides to get out a bunch of s'mores?
Are we going to make the campfire on the wreckage of his ship? What are we doing?
Wait, fire burns in space?
Oh my god.
So, I did want to just bring up one more thing. You guys, in that last battle, did take 2 captives. Right now, they are currently locked on the lower decks. Curry disabled their doors, so you are keeping them prisoner as of right now. You guys had expressed some interest in trying to see if they had any information, but if you guys are working on a timetable, you don't have to deal with them. You can go straight for the station. But if you think you can get anything out of them, I just want to make sure, because it's been a couple weeks since we played, they are a resource.
I thought Astro even like ordered someone to go question them last time. But
I think we didn't get around to doing that because we immediately had to go decide how to deal with the ship, because we went into having that conversation with the other captain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, Astro can go talk to him then, right?
Yeah, Astro will go talk to them.
Okay. So yeah,
briefly.
While the rest of the party, I assume at the very least that Orion is also like gearing up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, while you assumably your other pilots are taking care of things, COMET, yeah, you can head back to where the prisoners are.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'll go to where they're being held.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll walk in and.
Well, they're in two separate rooms. You decide to set them apart from each other.
Okay.
They're just in like bunk rooms with deactivated doors. So like you will have to go in if you want to. You will have to like open the door and go in if you want to talk to them.
So they're in two separate rooms.
That's right.
You said okay. So I'll just pick one at random.
Roll a D2.
I will. 1d2. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
All right. I'll walk in and I'll say, what's your name?
So you walk in the room, and there is a woman in a pilot's outfit. She has like longish, very kind of like graying hair. It's like auburn going to gray at the tips. She doesn't look that old though. And yeah, she's wearing this pilot suit. She's very tall, taller than you for sure. Just kind of like with her back against the wall, arms crossed, just like very upset to be there, it seems.
Yeah.
As you enter the room, she just says, "Name's Emma."
And you work for these guys? You a freelancer, or are you a card-carrying member?
Oh, I work for the Periapsis, if that's what you're asking. Well, maybe I still do. We'll see how I can smooth things over if I get out of this alive.
Well, I'm thinking it might be more lucrative if you can help us. See, well, just hear me out. See, we complete this mission, we are getting a sizable reward. And I would be wouldn't be opposed to getting you in on some of that if you help us.
If I do that, I can't guarantee my own safety.
Well, I mean, can you guarantee it? Otherwise, you're a prisoner on this ship. You don't know what we're gonna do with you.
No, but you don't know what Periapsis is gonna do to me.
Well, I mean, we could just space you right now.
How's your lying abilities? Pretty good.
He's an actor.
I mean,
so...
I'm an actor. Yeah.
All right.
Although his level of acting has probably been called into question since we started this, but
He's not. I'll say this: he's an actor, but he's not known as a drama actor. He's an action hero. So.
Also keep in mind, he's basically having his midlife crisis where He bought a ship and equipment with all of his fortune, and now has nothing but that. So
That's right. I mean,
okay,
that
this
could
is
work.
gonna require a pilot check for her to think you're serious.
Yeah. I'll use charm if that works. Because charm, although that sounds like I'm being all all charming. The way it's written is
you need a receptive audience.
A receptive
She
audience
is anything but receptive.
Or use leverage.
Or use leverage. That's to be fair. That's true. Okay.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking. Is I'm trying to say, listen, you're a prisoner on this ship. We could throw you out the airlock right now, or we can reward you for helping us. So that's sort of the leverage / benefits that I'm presenting her.
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and trigger charm for a +2. I'm also going to trigger your background. Because you are a former actor, I'm going to give you accuracy on this roll.
Ooh.
Remember that you can do that. If you're doing something that is very specifically related to your background, you can attempt to trigger it to see if you can get accuracy on something.
This was actually a scene in one of his movies, and he's just reciting the lines verbatim from the script.
So what the failure looks like is she recognizes that it's a line from one of your movies.
She's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
This sounds familiar. Aren't you that guy?
Well, now that I've set up the consequences for failure, go ahead and roll.
All right, here we go.
I kind of want the failure to happen now.
My movie?
Breaks character instantly.
Oh.
All right, I rolled a 18.
Ooh, nice. So you got a 10 +2, and then you rolled a 6 on your accuracy. So nice.
Yeah.
So wait. Does
roll.
that mean the consequence of this is that they don't recognize his movies? Is this really a win?
Oh gosh. Yeah, this is a big trade-off, I have to say.
We get to see someone who actually gets excited seeing Astro.
That is blatantly incorrect.
Yeah, that's not true.
There have been a surprising amount of
keep it-
people who have been like, Astro?
I must not be paying attention to them. Okay.
Maybe not as excited as Astro would hope, but still pretty starstruck. I imagine like if I got like +20, like a critical success, it would be like she recognizes it from the movie, but she's so starstruck that she just decides just to go along with it. And that way it's win-win.
I like that you think that.
If I was DMing.
Anyway, so what happens here is, you kind of very easily switch into kind of like a back and forth kind of trading barbs bargaining. And when you kind of just flip out of your back pocket, it's like, oh, you could just space you. You do it with such a cold, offhanded demeanor that it's like, it would almost seem apparent to anyone looking from the outside, like, oh, this guy doesn't give a shit, right? And you can see, like, she doesn't say it out loud, but you read in her eyes, she looks a little bit more, like, afraid of you now.
I'll say, listen, I'm not asking you to stick your neck out, put yourself in any danger. I'm just trying to see what we're in for at this gate.
She, like, sighs and swears under her breath. All right, well, look. It's not much, but before we went out on patrol, I was part of setting up the defenses inside the gate station. I didn't see all of them, but I do know that they have some turrets near the entrance, right after you go in. I can at least let you know where to look for them, so you know what you need to do to get past them. But no one can know you got this from me.
no one will ever have any reason to know.
All right. With that successful roll, Comet, you have unlocked some tactical reserves. You are going to get +1 accuracy to whatever plan you have to get past the first line of defenses in the gate station.
Nice. Cool. Make a note of that.
Why does he say first line like there's other lines?
Oh, of course there's gonna be more
It's
than
just
one.
like
Well,
I
I don't
said,
know.
there
I'm just
was
letting you know.
Optimizer 3 and 4. Don't worry about it, guys. They'll never materialize.
The first and final line is what he was saying.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The alpha and the omega.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, she doesn't have much more to give you. She basically outlines for you where she remembers setting up turrets in the entrance and like what kind of like sight lines they had and things like that. So you'll have a mite easier time spotting them and recognizing the defenses when you enter the gate station.
Okay, great. I'll leave it at that then. Cool.
All right. Yeah, you step out of the makeshift cell. From the outside, you trigger the lock mechanism, and the door closes behind you.
All right. I'll head to where all our mechs are in the hangar.
All right. So, yeah, Comet heads down. The other three of you, Chimera, Orion, Rock, what have you been doing in the meantime?
I have been gearing up, grabbing things from the armory, getting ready for a big fight.
Pretty much, Orion's been pretty much doing the same thing. And also while having Artemis look over both his mech and the others to make sure they're not worse for wear as we head back out into the fight.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking Chimera would be doing. Sort of just giving over a quick look over. Like, obviously not enough time to do any repairs, but just, fix anything obviously wrong.
Okay. So you do some basically like a small repair section. Yeah.
And Chimera, do you have thermite charges on you in your pilot loadout?
I don't remember. I might. Let's see. Let me check
Either
my-
way, I come out of the armory and I hand you like a handful of them.
Okay. Yeah, I do not have any, but I will definitely take them.
Yeah, just replace one of your pilot gear with that.
Yeah, I'll replace the sleeping bag. 'Cause,
I had
clearly need
thermite
that.
charges, but I was considering changing it out for frag grenades. Because I don't know what we're going to be doing in there.
Let's see. Thermite.
Yeah,
I just figured Chimera is going to be the thermite lady. We need her with that, I figured.
Okay, so
Okay,
since
so
Chimera's doing that, Dyne will switch out thermite charges for frag grenades, but he's keeping everything else.
okay, so yeah, let me just keep track of the changes you guys made on my side. Chimera, you swapped sleeping bag for thermite charge, right?
Yep.
All right, and Rock.
I just imagine Chimera using the sleeping bag like Solid Snake in the box.
My pilot gear is
I mean, yes.
patch, frag grenades, and stems.
Okay, so you're getting rid of the Omni Hook too, and the Smart Scope.
Yes. Getting rid of...
Okay, so you're completely changing gear. Okay.
Correct.
Patch. And what were the other two?
Frag grenades and stems. Actually, I'm probably going to... Can I change my hard suit? Is that a thing?
Frag grenades and stims. Are stims called something specific? Oh, stims.
Stims.
Okay, it's not in alphabetical order, which is what I would have expected, but okay. It's not that big a list, so it was easy to find. Yeah, I mean, if you want to trade out your mobility hard suit for something else, you can. I imagine that you guys have maybe a couple changes each. It would be a little odd if any of you had more than like 2 hard suits. Hard suits are like one step down from like power armor, right? So like it would be odd if you had more than 2 is what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to change out your mobility suit for something else, that's perfectly fine.
I just have a question about the thermite charge. It says you can use it one time before it requires a full repair. What does a full repair
That's
mean?
You're
a long
basically
rest.
out of ammo.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a restock.
It's
So-
a restock. It means going back to base and spending 8 hours.
Okay, so thermite charge is you just have one of them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna switch out my Oh shoot! What did I just switch out? I have an Omni Hook, a Subjectivity Enhancement Suite, and a Thermite Charge.
Okay, so you got rid of your patch for a thermite charge.
That's what it was, patch. Yeah. And I have a Stealth Hard Suit. Do you
Yes,
have that?
that is
as
what
well?
that is what you
Okay.
have for the one that you gave to me. Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
if you have stealth, then I'm going to get probably light, I think.
You're gonna change the mobility hard suit out for another one?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide which one, though. I was kind of leaning towards a few, but if he has stealth, then and I know that, then I would pick a different one, I think, so that we have a good mix. Come back to me.
Okay. And for Orion.
The only thing he's going to change is he's changing out the thermite charge for frag grenades. He's
Thermite
keeping the
charge
patch
for
and the
frags.
corrective.
Okay.
And I should have the assault or hard suit, correct?
Yeah.
on
You
yours?
are assault. Yes.
Yep, that's what I'm keeping.
Chimera, you have a little bit of time before you go. Right now, you have assault hard suit, and you're changing out what sleeping bag for thermite charge.
I am going to keep the other items just for everyone's knowledge. I have mag clamps and wilderness survival kit, which has some I'm not sure this counts as a hostile environment, but I imagine the parts could be
Space is a hostile environment. It is good because it has hard suit patches. So if you spring atmosphere, you can patch it so you don't suffocate in space. So that's nice. So yeah, if anyone's like faceplate cracks or something like that, it might be useful to have that so you don't like explode.
Quick, patch the mask. You just put a bag over my head.
That's what it is, actually.
All right, Rock, that leaves you.
All right, yeah, I think I'll go with just the light hard suit. Though.
Light hard suit. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone is all loaded out. You guys switch into your loadout that you feel like would be most applicable to basically an assault on the gate, leaving behind things like I don't know, like sleeping bags and s'mores. Everyone who has a child soul dies a little inside.
We're gonna have a really bad time if they actually bring out the marshmallows and chocolate, and we don't have the graham crackers.
It's gonna be embarrassing.
Listen, guys, that's what you needed to like complete the social puzzle. Is you needed the graham crackers. All right, so yeah, you guys get ready. Chimera, luckily you had all the things you needed, so it makes sense that you were mostly working on the mechs in that time. All right, you guys are prepared. Curry drops by as you guys are getting ready to go to your mechs to see you guys off, and he just is like, "Hey guys, good luck out there. I'm just gonna stay watching things. Hopefully we don't take any spare shells, but I think we're gonna be staying out of sight lines as much as possible. You need us to do anything while you're gone?"
Don't get
Just-
shot out.
Yeah, I mean, just hold down the fort, keep the lights on, that kind of thing.
Make sure our prisoners don't mount and escape.
All right, should be able
Yeah,
to do that.
And it occurred to me, like when we were throwing them into cells, we didn't give them bathroom privileges. So I say, if they, make a mess in there, just turn the sprinklers on. Figured I could at least give them the heads up to stop it.
You could give them a
He
bucket.
just stares at you for a little bit, Chimera. Yeah, hopefully that isn't a problem. Hope you guys aren't gone for longer than like 6 hours.
I mean, I guess the bucket works too, Astro. But I just, kind kind of funny to turn the sprinklers on them.
Are
Dyne
we
will just
talking?
sigh and then-
Are we torturing people? Is that what's going on?
Why was I not told?
It's just like a like how like when a dog misbehaves, you spray him with water.
Listen, those sprinklers will damage the bedding in those bunk rooms.
Astro, bedding's replaceable.
Not the bedding I got. This is like 1,000 thread count sheets I bought for the ship.
Well, whose fault is that?
Well, I just wanted us to be comfortable.
Weren't those rooms empty until like today?
Well, you never know. If we bring in guests, we want them to, have a good impression of our ship.
Dyne will just roll his eyes.
All right. Well, I'll be around. If you need us, I'm sure Torsay will be on your comms. So take care out there.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks, Curry.
Yep.
Curry waves and leaves.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
Sure, he won't betray us.
Why would you say that?
What? I just said I'm sure he won't.
Do you think we say that about you when you're not around?
I hope so.
Evelyn just kind of opens her mouth, closes it, and just keeps walking.
As you walk away, I'll just kind of mutter softly, that means I'm doing what I need to do right.
Dyne will smile knowingly and then just follow Chimera.
Which is gaining their trust, so when you do betray us, we won't see it coming.
Little do they know that Evelyn installed a kill switch in everyone's mechs in case of an emergency.
Little did Evelene know that Artemis has already figured that out and reconfigured Chimera's mech.
Yeah, you'll press the kill switch and it'll explode your own mech.
I like this increasing amount of
Yeah,
one-upmanship
double
here.
crossing, triple crossing.
Like, I know that you're joking, but, like, you put that out there, and Bob's gonna be like, oh, your kill switch got hacked. Sorry.
It's gonna come up. Just you wait.
Oh, my God.
Just you wait. Anyway, so you guys go down to your mechs, you suit up, you get in. As you guys are prepping to go out, the comms come on. Torsay comes on the comms to test to make sure your connections are active. She just goes, all right, everyone, you guys ready for the assault? How close do you want me to bring you?
Just bring us within the maximum range of what we need for our mechs to get to the gate.
Okay, so you want us to mostly keep out of everything.
Yeah,
For the most part, yeah.
but monitor. What's the name of the other ship?
The Relst.
The Roust. Monitor the Roust, and make sure they're doing okay. If you feel the need, step in to assist, but try to avoid putting yourselves in danger.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm no ace pilot. I can keep her going, but I don't want to be doing any evasive maneuvers.
Yep, copy
If
that.
you have any information that you need to pass on, keep in mind that Artemis will be with the mechs on the outside while we're inside, so you can pass it on to her as well.
Okay, and she can relay to you inside? Good.
Yeah, she'll be relaying to the Omni hook that Astro has.
All right, well, I'm going to keep our tax systems open. If you need anything, just relay over to me. I'll keep my operations going while you guys are on mission.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good.
All right, as you guys prepare to go out, Artemis will come on in your system, Orion. The hunter's paint that denotes her presence will just overlay over one of your map screens. And you hear a voice come over your systems and just say, "Did I hear right? You're leaving me at the door."
Unfortunately, you won't fit through this door.
You really need to find out how to do something about that.
Well, this is just the start of the mission. I can guarantee you, we're going to have more combat practice later.
And in what you've learned to interpret as agreement, the screen just flashes and then the paint goes away. So back to your normal systems.
Yep.
All right.
Dyne just smiles and he's like, here we go.
All right, so y'all disembark from the DBC. The sides open on the cargo section of your ship, and you all, 2 by 2, jump out from either side of the ship into space. I assume you all still have movement abilities in your mechs, right?
Oh no, I took it out. Ah! I float away.
I feel like it'd be harder to take it out at this point
Yeah.
than to just leave it in from what we did
Just
last time.
CHIMERA quickly sabotaged all of you by removing all your mobility equipment.
What a twist.
Yep, I still have it.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so you guys start EVAing over to the ship. Not the ship, the gate station. As you guys start out, over your comms, Torsay will come over and go, okay, as you guys are heading in, we want to get that ship out of the way. Should I give the signal to Kolian to start his assault?
Yes. Definitely.
Roger.
Get this
Yep.
assault beginning.
After a few seconds of silence, you see the Relst start to lumber ahead. And the Relst is a little bit... It is very slightly smaller than the DBC. In terms of class, it's about the same size, but the DBC is purely a cargo vessel, whereas the Relst is very obviously an assault frigate. And it is apparent with its armor and weaponry that it is a lot more militarily focused than your ship is. And probably a good match for the opposing ship. As you can tell, it's a little bit bigger than both of your ships, but it does seem to be a semi-transport of some sort. Probably how they were able to field so many MCs. And as Kolian's ship heads forward, you can see the opposing ship, the Fees Do, start to kind of match and rotate counter to the ship. Kind of like ships trying to keep each other, in sea terms, like keep each other available for their broadsides. They're both kind of like strafing around each other, trying to like keep their weapons locked on. And you just start seeing very slowly, the Relst has these 2 large guns that come out actually from the back of the ship on both sides and then run along the side of the ship all the way to the front. So these very long guns, basically attached like wings almost to the 2 sides of the ship, just firing these long, almost like artillery type shots that start exploding near the Fees Do. And the Fees Do, you can see, starts to rotate and elevate and try to dodge around these explosions as it starts shooting missiles, not like fast missiles, but almost like space torpedoes that start like weaving in. And as they get close to the Relst, you start to see the Relst has some flak fire that starts to shoot them out of the air. This is obviously going to be a very slow, very lumbering battle between these 2 titans. But as this is going on, they're going to be distracted with each other as you guys can slip past with your mechs.
Perfect. Hey, the slower, the better.
All right. As you guys approach the gate station, you can see where the Fees Do once had docked with the side of the station. There is almost like a hangar style area that is very much like ship hangars you've been in before, like at AO Station. It's one of those ones that like has almost like a force field that separates like hard space from like an interior section. And along that side, there's almost like a long area that you can like pull ships up alongside to dock with. At most, you imagine 2 ships would ever be able to dock with this. But floating in with your mechs, it is very obviously a good spot to land. I assume that's where you're going, unless you guys have another plan on how to get in.
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
All right, as the four of you kind of EVA towards the opening, you are able to land on the outer lip of the shielded area that heads inside. And as you pass through the kind of energy shield there, you do see everything click on as you would expect it to inside of your mechs, indicating atmosphere and pressure and absence of noxious vapors and whatnot. It does a very quick environmental scan as you enter the pressurized area of the ship.
Okay. Are there any ships in this hangar?
There are 2 ships in this hangar, but they are not ships. They're small ships.
Shuttles.
They're not shuttles, surprisingly enough.
Okay.
To what Rock would very quickly associate as like interceptors. Corsac style interceptors, little 2-man ships that generally have a pilot and a gunner.
Interesting. I'll say
Those
yes.
standards on gates.
You're not you've never done gate duty before, but you're not too surprised to see them here. If this gate ever needed to like defend itself or had Corsac people on board, that is something, you know, anyone trained as a pilot would be able to jump into and like fight okay-ish in. It's not an MC, but it is fast, right? So you're not surprised to see them here, but you would not have been aware of ahead of time that those would have been here.
Can I go to one of them?
Absolutely.
Can I tell if it's been used in a while at all?
Yeah, I would say that you have enough experience with piloting as at various ships that as you step towards one of these interceptors, these Corsac interceptors, you go up, you examine the hatches, you look at the wear and tear. It doesn't look like it has been used recently. It does look like it has been refueled recently. But because of your expertise, you do know that there is probably an automated system on board this ship that will like basically siphon out stale fuel and put in new fuel as necessary to keep them ready for combat.
Okay.
So no, to your eyes, to trained eyes, it does not appear like it's been used recently.
Okay. And they're not autonomous in any way necessarily.
No, they're completely fully man piloted. You would have to do a fair amount of work to even get a system that could effectively pilot them remotely.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say maybe we could let Artemis have a whack at it, but
Oh no.
that sounds like a
Artemis is
complicated
stuck in the
long.
mech at the moment. She
long
can't
process.
leave yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is hardwired to that mech right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let me get another license level, and I can lug her around, whether you guys like it or not.
I just imagine her eventually building up like a cloud where she can control all of them at once.
I mean, as long as she doesn't get unshackled, you won't have to worry about that.
For now.
Yeah, I just keep ignoring Artemis, and it hasn't gone away yet.
It's not going to happen.
Funnily,
Yeah,
Rock,
starting to think that.
you're probably the person who has the least experience with Artemis, just because like Orion is working there all the time. CHIMERA is, doing engineering stuff all the time. And COMET just likes to hang out and talk to everyone all the time. You mostly stick to your duties and pilot the ship and stuff. So you probably have the least personal experience with Artemis.
Yeah, I was going to say, do I even know Artemis exists? I wonder.
That's a good question.
You
Do
would
you?
definitely know. I would have mentioned it.
Alright. Anyways, last question for these interceptors. Can I sabotage them?
Oh, absolutely.
Alright, then I'm going to take some time and just start doing that.
What's your idea of sabotage? What are you trying to prevent them from doing or make them do should they be used?
I like to think of it as kind of if it's too complicated, then I'll change it. But like a cut the brake line kind of thing, where once they get out and they can't stop, or would explode or something once they leave.
So,
or maybe just like put sugar in the gas tank.
So what I would say is, because you know a fair bit about ships, you would know that kind of like the automated pre-flight checklist that most of these have built into them wouldn't let a ship that doesn't have all of its like vital components fly. Right, like it would just not take off if you sabotaged anything that like damaged its automated in-flight checklist.
Then, for the sake of time, I would just ground them for now.
Yes, so that you could do easily without spending too long on it.
Figure. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you wanted to do something that would do something more like trap-ish that would get fucked up when someone tried to use it, it would take you longer to set that up.
Yeah, I don't want to spend the time.
Okay. Yeah. So in a short amount of time, you can very easily basically take a couple of components out of the dashboard of each of them that essentially grounds them. They're not going to be able to operate without those.
Okay. While Rock's doing that, I'm gonna go and look for like a wall terminal or panel, if one exists.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. One exists. One by the giant energy barrier door, and another one by a door that leads deeper into the station. I assume you've landed your mechs and have all disembarked your mechs at this point inside this hangar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I never said that, but yes. I would have just got
sorry,
out.
I thought that was implied too.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure no one specifically wanted to be stomping around in their mech for some reason.
This is a mech hangar, like you don't go further in mechs here area, right?
Yeah, it is a dock. There is not like mech size areas beyond this.
Okay, then yes, I'm out.
And before we disembark from our mechs, I would give Artemis an additional, like, aside from like the general like protect the mechs watch type of thing, that if anyone other than us returns to the hangar, to send in a note to Astro's Omni Hook immediately.
If anyone else comes into the hangar, aside from you all, to send something to the Omni Hook.
Yes.
She goes, well, if it's not one of you that comes into the hangar, so I should shoot them and then send the message to the Omni Hook.
No. Send the message first. Don't fire unless
so
it
wait
looks like they're
5
going to try
seconds
to...
and then shoot them.
No. Don't shoot them unless it looks like they're going to try to board our mechs. Please.
There's silence for a little bit.
I'll just say,
what
Artemis.
does boarding the mech look like?
I'm just going to say, Artemis, in the last battle, we lost the assault rifle, which means the only things we have are beam rifles. I don't want those fired in an environmental area. Unless necessary.
Understood.
You know, my mech has an extra assault rifle.
Don't give her any ideas.
Yeah, I was to say, you're just setting yourself up.
Well, I don't know why you said... I'm just telling you that because I can only hear one side of that, right? Like...
I don't know. Probably. I'm just going to say, don't worry about it, and then I'll disembark from my mech.
Artemis, as soon as you leave, will boot up her autonomous control of the mech. And as you all see Orion stepping away from the mech, you see the Prometheus take up a guard position in the hangar.
Call that conspicuous, but alright.
I'll just look at Rock and I go, she can pilot the machine on her own. She's pretty good at it. It's pretty scary sometimes.
Yeah, I'll say. Just don't piss her off, I guess.
Pretty soon we're not going to need to take you on missions.
Well, you'll get rid of me that easily.
Can Artemis patch our wounds, though?
I'm pretty sure she's better at making them than patching them.
So we'll keep you around for now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's good to feel needed.
All right, COMET, as you guys are having this little chat, you've made your way over to which terminal? The one by the energy barrier or the one by the door that goes deeper into the station?
I'll go to the one by the door.
So the door that goes deeper into the station.
Yeah, the door that goes deeper into the station.
They're both
doors.
They're
both technically doors, aren't they?
One of them you don't want to be ajar.
Yeah, the one that's meant for personnel to enter and go deeper into the station. So I'll go to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And before I start like hacking it or whatever, I'll just sort of look at the interface and start, tapping around on it. See if I can see what I can bring up, just on the surface. Like, is there a map I can access of the station?
As soon as you tap the terminal, what comes up is a very official looking lock screen for Corsac.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we're gonna have to try to hack this guy.
I wouldn't have any way to get into that, would I?
Have your credentials been deactivated since you left the military? I would assume they have.
So.
Yes. You can always put in your old credentials and see what happens.
It's
probably not something I would randomly try.
Okay.
alerting the entire Corsac military where the fugitive is.
It's not the entire Corsac military I'm worried about.
All right, taking a look at this terminal, I'll try to lift off the panel to get to the wiring underneath.
Okay. Yeah, that won't be too hard a problem. It'll just take you a little bit of time to like get behind it.
All right, cool. And then using my cybernetic subjectivity enhancement suite that's installed on my body, on my wrist, I open up a little cybernetic panel that's metal plate on my wrist, and there's some wires in there. And I start taking out the universal connectors and finding where to plug them into the wiring that's behind the panel. And once I do that, I will attempt to hack the terminal to bypass the password.
Okay.
Protection.
What we are going to do here is I'm going to have you make wait till we figure all this out. So you're going to have to make a pilot check. This pilot check is going to be considered risky.
Okay.
And because, as far as you can tell, this is a Corsac system and it's a well-defended gate station, you're also going to have difficulty. So to start with, it's risky with difficulty before you start. Now you can start adding whatever bonuses you want to start trying to use.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, the one thing I'll be adding is my subjectivity enhancement suite, which will allow me to directly interface with the terminal.
So that's more giving you access.
Okay, so that doesn't give me any bonuses.
Not really. It's more of a thing that like it changes your narrative positioning. So that may change what the good and bad looks like, but that won't change the difficulty of the roll itself unless it gives you accuracy or difficulty for some reason or another. In this circumstance, it's not going to change your roll's difficulty, but it will change what happens to you if the roll goes well or poorly.
Got it. Instead of going right in and trying to hack the password, can I do like a sort of exploratory diagnostic overview of the systems. Like for example, interface with it, try to figure out what kind of firewall they're using, what security software they have in place. It's more like prepping, trying to figure out what security measures I have to bypass, but not actually attempting to bypass them.
Okay. I will say that will just take you some additional time. So the cost here of doing this prep work is time.
Okay.
What you would get out of it is you would make a separate pilot roll that is much less difficult, that if you succeed will give you accuracy on the actual roll.
Okay. Can I say I use my investigate skill trigger
yes,
for this?
That's what I would have recommended for you too. So on this first roll, you can use your investigate. This roll will not be risky but will still have difficulty. So you don't need over a 20 to not get badness. You know what I mean? So this basic investigation is not a risky roll. It's either you succeed or fail.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me. All right, cool. So I'll roll that up with my investigate bonus, and I rolled a 4. So I guess that's a failure.
4 ain't gonna do it. So what I'll say there is you do some outer research. The failure is not that like anything bad specifically happens. What the downside there is you did spend additional time doing this and didn't get a benefit out of it. So what you lost there was time.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Okay, then I'll probably move on to attempting to hack it. Before I do, I just want to make sure if anyone else is doing stuff while I'm at this terminal. Like, it's probably taking like 15 minutes or whatever. So I just want to see, is anyone else doing something? I'll let you guys know what I'm up to, by the way.
I was considering just blowing up the door, but I got the thermite charge and everything, but I figured that your way would save a charge.
Are we sure the door's locked?
Well, it's not so much that I haven't even tried the door, but I'm not so concerned about getting through the door. I'm trying to access their systems.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I got confused with what CHIMERA just said, because I thought your intent was then to open the door, and I'm like, I don't know if that was necessary.
There are easier ways to open a door. I agree.
Yeah, I can take a look at the door, see if we can get that open, or if it even needs unlocked.
CHIMERA, as you kind of step over to the door, it is locked. It is a security door. It is solid metal, and it seems to come in from above. It's the kind that slides down through the wall.
So basically, in order to get past it, we have to either like push it up, or like we can't just like disable the mechanism because we have to pull it up.
Yeah, it's like physically in the way. So you could do what you said before and try and use like a thermite charge to blow it up. You just know that'll make a lot of noise. It depends on what you're trying to do. You could probably maybe figure out a way to pry it open. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, the door is closed and unresponsive to you trying to open it.
All right,
yeah, I don't want to waste this charge, and I was kind of the same mind that like I don't really want to announce our presence immediately. So sorry, Todd.
Yeah, if I can hack this, then I'll be able to open the door, and that'll save us some trouble.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how your thing plays out, if that's all right.
All right, Todd, we come back to you then, if no one else has anything they want to be doing while watching COMET try to hack in.
While this is happening, Dyne kind of wants to look around the hangar and see if there's any resources or anything that he could use to at least maybe give us some help during this infiltration mission.
Okay. What kinds of things are you looking for? Are you just like opportunistically just looking for literally anything that happens to be lying around?
It could be anything, but he's looking more for maybe weapons or things that he could use maybe as a distraction. Things that, I guess I'll use opportunistically, but he's looking more towards more towards weapons, kind of.
Yeah, this would probably be some sort of investigation pilot check to look around.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll be a +2. So 1d20 plus 2, and I rolled a 12.
Okay, yeah, so as you look around, what you'll notice is that there are some supplies here. They're not necessarily what you would call like military supplies or anything you directly think you could use on an assault, so to speak, but you could get creative with it, because what you have found is basically some engineering supplies for some repair work. So you do have kind of like a plasma cutter, something that you would use to like take off small pieces of like metal paneling and whatnot. And you also find basically like a soldering kit.
When Dyne finds it, he'll call CHIMERA over and he'll go, "Think you can use these while we're here?"
Yeah. Truth be told, out of character, I was surprised Evelene doesn't already have these things at all times, but I'll definitely take them.
It may not have been something you thought to bring. I mean, we kind of rushed in heavily.
Also, they're not so easily packable that they wouldn't take a gear slot from you, right? So if you wanted stuff like this normally, you would have to give up one of your gear slots to be like lugging them around constantly.
Yeah, I'll definitely unofficially add it to my
Yeah, you have it for at least this mission. So
yeah.
All right, yeah, you found just like a general custodial plasma cutter and soldering kit here.
Sweet.
Every little bit helps.
Nice.
Back to Astro.
Watch. I try every moment of this mission. I try to find an application for the plasma cutter.
Yeah, you're like, if only I could seal this copper piping so it stopped leaking.
It's like the decanter of endless water in our D&D campaign.
Yeah, I was going to mention. I was tempted to mention that. Yes,
Chuck's character in D&D just has a decanter of endless water. And
Two.
Yes, that's right.
It's literally the flood from Mario Sunshine.
He's always trying to look for excuses to use them.
Tell me I'm wrong.
All right, well, you've achieved that. Are you doing anything specific, Rock, on the way in?
To be honest, I kind of figured my tampering would take
that makes sense
about as long as what they were doing, so that's why I was not speaking up.
I'll just ask you real quick, how thoroughly have you sabotaged the ships? Did you take out enough components that it'd be like, oh, these are fucked? Or did you just take out like a key piece in each or something like that?
No, just a key piece. I mean, okay. I'm like, if I wanted these things to run again,
you have the piece with you. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So you're just going to like take like one component out of each that you're like, if I need them, I can come back and fix them real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That does mean they'll be easier to repair for whoever does eventually use them, but they're also easier for
Artemis you. Here, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Not concerned about that.
Fair enough. All right. So
Artemis comes over. They're trying to escape on the ships. Fire.
No, Artemis just convinces herself that is a type of mech that they're boarding.
It's one of those flying half-scale sized mechs.
It's a mech to me.
All right. Well, you all have done various things as you prep. COMET, you're where you were before. This is going to be a risky check with 1 difficulty, and you need to go from there.
All right, cool. Before I actually execute, I'll just kind of warn the rest of the crew, and I'll say, all right, well, I'm going to try to hack the terminal. If this goes south, we may end up alerting the station or something. So I just want everyone to be, battle ready, because things can go it can go sideways quickly.
Out of curiosity, Todd, what are your skill triggers?
I have get a hold of something, take control, act unseen or unheard, investigate, hack or fix, and charm.
Okay, I don't think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was considering making an argument for act unseen or unheard, but reading it, it's pretty clear it's like physically acting unseen or unheard. And I think hack or fix is
hack
what
or
I'm
fix
doing.
would be your better bonus for this anyway, because it gives you a +4.
Exactly. So,
So now that he's announced that he's doing that, do I know anything about this technology that could help him?
Oh, that's a good question. You
like even like if you use this port, you have a better connection or something, right?
Okay.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Huh. So normally, if you're going to help someone with an action, I say that you can give them a bonus, but you get tied up in the consequences. But there's not really a good way to tie you into the consequences here, since it's just going to be the whole group or nothing kind of thing. But I don't think it costs you anything to give him some pointers. It doesn't make sense for him to not have that benefit. So, I'll go ahead and say that with Rock giving you some pointers about, the Corpsec hardware and what he knows about it, and the few times he's been dressed down by a superior for like opening something he wasn't supposed to or something like that, that it gives you an idea of what to watch out for a little bit more, COMET. So I'm going to add an accuracy to this roll, which will negate the difficulty that it had.
Cool. Thank you, Rock. All right, yeah, and I'll take his advice under consideration. I'll sort of like rewire a few things, and then I'll start hacking away. And remember, the way this kind of looks, just to kind of set the scene here, is it's this cybernetic interface he has, where he literally has wires coming out of his wrist, connecting to the terminal. And once he starts hacking, he hacks it through this like alternate reality interface. So he's sort of like in a virtual reality. You kind of see his eyes roll up in his head, and he's just like in the system, kind of hacking the mainframe.
He literally dives into the cyberspace. Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's roll this up. So I'm going to negate the difficulty, so it's just none, and I'm going to use my hacker fix +4. All right, I rolled a 10.
So that means you succeed, Astro.
Cool.
But it is risky, which means consequences.
Yep.
So what happens here, COMET, is that for a little while, you're doing fine. The few things that you know to watch out for help you out. In fact, you're able to go through the systems and you're like, okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. Okay, open the door. All of you see the door open. And he's like, okay, cool. Now let's just get a map of this place. And then COMET, as you go to open the map of the interior of the gate station, like when R2-D2 fucks up in Star Wars, you get electrocuted. You just see Astro go, wow! And then just get shot out of the wall as his plug comes undone, and Astro gets like shot back away from the terminal.
Yeah, and he also sounds exactly like R2-D2 when he gets electrocuted.
That was pretty good, Bob. I would have liked to see more commitment, because you already had it going real well.
COMET. Let's see here. So I had this pulled up. Why did I even put it down?
You got the map right.
Astro actually voiced R2-D2 in one of the remakes. There's probably been at least 4 at this point.
I'm just going to be standing there with my gun, and then once that happens, I'm going to point and go, yeah, that's what happens.
So, what I'm going to say is that Astro, you were able to find mostly what you're looking for. You even got the map of the station before you got forcibly ejected. So ostensibly you succeeded. You opened the door and you got the map of the station, which is what you were rolling for. The downside is that why did everything move around?
Oh no, everything moved around.
Yes, the station reorganized itself to make all of those moot points.
It's the oldest house in control.
You got the map. Map's not useful though.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is going to be minor damage. Okay. So you're going to take. That was a pretty bad shock, and you were linked directly into it. I'm going to say that Astro takes two electricity damage to his pilots from getting shocked out of the system.
All right.
How much health do you have?
I'm trying to reconcile why I have 7 HP on Roll20, but 8 on CompCon.
You have 8 because
your suit
pilot grit.
I do know that CompCon is correct, but I don't know why.
Okay, I'll figure that out later. So I'll just update that.
Isn't it 6 plus you have 2 grit?
Yes.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. I think it just never updated automatically on Roll20.
That's what it was. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm down to 6 HP.
So Astro, you stand back up. There's a little. You open your mouth, and just a little tendril of smoke comes out of your mouth. Your hair's a little frazzled, and you like wobble a little bit. You're like, I got the map.
Should I have told you about that? I figured you might not if I had told you about that.
Eveline's going to walk over and say, so you got the door unlocked, right?
Yep, the door. He coughs out some more smoke. And he's like, yep, the door's unlocked. Let me just sit here for a minute.
Tyne will just say, I could have sworn I saw that exactly happen in a movie. And I don't think it was an Astro movie.
Yeah, usually we have a stunt person handle this, but since I do all my own stunts, I guess I was asking for it.
You'll have to wait until we get back to the ship to fix your hair.
What's wrong with my hair? He starts frantically reaching up.
You reach up, and then as you touch your hair, it's way too dry. You're like, this can't be healthy for my hair.
Oh, no.
Oh, I forgot my hair gel. Oh, wow.
I got some oil. Will that help?
Some actual oil.
Yeah, it's actual oil.
Oil can.
Eveline's like, I've got a plasma cutter. I can take it off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, even Astro knows that there are more important things to worry about, so he just kind of pats his head down a little, gets up. All right. Well, doors open. I have. I was able to access the map. How do I? Is the map like on my handheld terminal or something?
Yeah. You can interface with your handheld terminal. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll show everyone, and if possible, I'll send it to their terminals as well. Taking a look. I'll show Rock, and I'll say. Do you think you can you identify any positions where that might be defensible? I talked to our prisoner, and she told me about some turrets they have set up.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at that. Did she say exactly where? Or?
So what I'll say is, because COMET successfully got the information from her, he can give you an oral accounting of what she told him, which is kind of some general placements that she helped out with. And it will be up to your skill like kind of reconciling this map with COMET's report in order to like figure that out. If you want to do that, Rock, you will get a bonus from COMET's information.
Okay.
All right, so this will be a pilot check to successfully like plot a course that will take you past the least amount of basically internal defenses.
Sounds good.
All right, so it is going to be risky because a failure here means encountering defenses. And you are going to have a accuracy because of COMET's information.
Okay, so this skill check is basically us starting to walk through the station.
Yes, this would
avoid the
be
turrets.
This would be Rock setting up like this is how we're going to get through the station and the start of you moving through the station if everyone's agreeable.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, Rock, what do you want to do here?
Assault wouldn't really come into play yet necessarily, huh?
No, assault would be
It's like
more
direct.
taking things on directly. Yeah. So if you run into defenses, assault can definitely be used to get them out of your way. But if you're, starting this, the assault wouldn't be quite the same.
These both give the same bonus, so either one would work, but I could see get somewhere quickly or read a situation. Either one of those helping.
Yeah, I agree completely. Those both make sense.
Do you want me to land on one specifically?
I think we're gonna go read a situation because get somewhere quickly states specifically not necessarily stealth, just speed. And I think this is a little bit of stealth. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So and then pilot grit gets added, right?
No.
No. Okay. So 1d2 plus 1d6. So 13.
Ooh.
7 plus 2 plus 4.
Wow, nice. Yeah, that accuracy really paid off here. So yeah, the 4 takes you up into the 10 to 20 range. Rock, you are able to kind of read the map and, kind of put your knowledge of tactical situations to the test here. What you do know is because you got a success, you are able to read and successfully plot a course. But as you're going there, you get a bad feeling and you look back down at the map and then you're like, they planned too well. There's not a place you can slip through and not encounter some difficulty here. If there is, you can't quite thread that pinhole. So yeah, you are kind of left at a point where you have to deal with the least distasteful option, but the least distasteful option is still a long hallway with 2 hastily assembled laser turrets at the other end that you're going to have to figure out a way to get past. Other routes presumably are worse than this.
All right, well, there we go.
So Rock is able to lead you to, while not the best situation, something that is less deadly than a hall filled with laser traps in these.
All right. Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, I got a question. So these are hastily assembled turrets.
Yes, importantly, COMET is able to give you all this information. These are mobile turrets that they set up when they arrived. They are not the actual turrets of the station. It appears all the internal defenses of the station are shut down with the gate itself.
Okay, so they're not I guess my question is this, are they super powerful? Like they can shoot holes through metal, or are they just sort of how well is CHIMERA brought up to speed on how effective laser turrets are?
I would
if you want to make a knowledge check of some sort to see if CHIMERA has this knowledge, that might give you a benefit if you want to take on these turrets in some way. But just off the cuff, I don't think CHIMERA naturally would have this unless you want to give me something else.
I feel like this is something Dyne would know with his specialty in weapon systems.
Yeah, that's true.
That is.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to know if they're like portal turrets and we can just push them over.
You know, what's funny is when I was planning this session, I did briefly think of exactly those turrets and just was like, you know how in Portal there are those little like kind of like ovals. I was like, what if there's still those ovals, but they're just like floating and they don't have legs?
No, they're unkillable.
Yeah.
Screw that. If we can't knock them over, then what?
So that's what they are. They're these little ovals in the air that have like a little eye in the center. And you just see like a little laser sight on the bottom too. And you know if they detect anything, they will flash open and 2 machine gun laser turrets are going to start firing in that direction.
Look. Well, actually, let's find. Dyne, are you going to make that check or?
Can I make that check with my?
Yeah, because you have a background in weapon specialties. I am going to give you accuracy on the. Well, no. So it's because you have engineering, weapon systems, and reactors, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I figure I would at least have a base knowledge of what this is.
Yeah, I'm going to say because that's like a very specific check, you'll get to use that +2 skill trigger in this situation.
Okay. So I'll roll a 1d20 +2.
Yeah, this is just a normal pilot check. Yep.
I rolled an 8.
So these turrets are a little bit more corporate than the information you usually work with. They look deadly, but you're not quite sure in what way.
Well, the reason I was asking
probably
this,
the end that shoots bullets.
well, hear me out. Like, I'll do this in character. Well, hear me out. I mean, I'm just saying this is not me being funny. I got this plasma cutter, and these walls are made of metal. Why don't we just cut down a part of a wall, get a shield, and run at them?
How much time would it take you to cut down a part of a wall big enough to protect you?
I mean, if it's a door, we just got to do the hinges, I would assume. I don't know if there's any traditional, like, pull or closed doors.
I think most doorways are mag-locked on something like this.
Yeah, because Chimera knows kind of what that means, you would have to cut the circumference of, like, the complete circle around the door to pull it off.
Okay. Well, that'll be a little bit of time, but it's an option.
Evelene, I do love where your head's at. However, I might have another solution.
Sure.
So I have this stealth hard suit. I can activate it and go invisible. I have a thermite charge. You give me your thermite charge. I could try to sneak up and plant the thermite charges on the turrets or near them, and then we can blow them up.
I mean, do we need both of them for that?
Were there 2 turrets?
Oh, I see, one for each turret. Okay.
Although, hey, good question.
Because I mean, if it's proximity, you just need to get one.
Frag grenade would probably work.
Oh yeah, true.
Would both these turrets be within a blast 1?
Yes, they would. Blast 1, in my mind, is blast 1 on a mech combat field.
Oh yeah.
So probably like
that is the point of it too.
Probably
right?
like a 15 feet diameter or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I've got a frag grenade.
I think we should try the frag grenade first. I don't want to risk these turrets having heat sensors and Astro walking out and he's being dead on the floor, invisible.
If anything, maybe we can even roll it. Like literally get within just slightly close enough we can just roll it at them. That way you don't have to get too close.
All right,
I think he's gonna throw the frag grenade, right? Because once he has the frag grenade out, they're gonna see it and they're gonna shoot.
Fair, yeah, okay.
And he's gonna be holding it.
That sounds good.
Okay, you wanna toss the frag grenade then, Rock?
Sure.
All right, Rock. If you're gonna attack these turrets, that probably would be an assault. And because you're using a piece of pilot gear that is particularly good in this situation, I would give you accuracy on the roll.
All right.
It is going to be risky, though. So you'll get accuracy and you're +4 for assault, but it is a risky check.
Okay. I rolled a 1, but I got a 6 on my accuracy, so it is 11.
It is. Hey, you snatched success from the jaws of defeat there. So, so what happens here is that you are able to quickly pull the activator on the future frag grenade. I imagine it doesn't have an actual pin anymore. It's like a sequence you key in that like locks it in, and then you spin out behind the corner and you realize they're far enough away that you're not going to be able to just toss it past the corner and hope it gets far enough. So you have to lean out a little bit far and really give it all you got. These are deadly turrets, and Rock, as soon as it detects any movement from the far end of the hallway, just with blaring speed, these things snap open and just a barrage of lasers come down the field at you. Your grenade dances through the air through all of them. They aren't able to shoot it out of the air, and it explodes right on top of them, blasting the shell of their exploding metal bits in a hail of shrapnel that just kind of like ricochets around the interior of the hallway. But unfortunately, you do get grazed by one of the lasers as you lean out of cover. You are going to take major damage because these things are considered assault weapons. You're going to take 3 damage from that hit.
Okay. Where is? I'm trying to find it in ComCon. Where is?
It's
my
it's
HP
a narrative
pilot?
profile. It's the hearts at the very top right under your name.
Narrative.
Also, if you want to start doing things in ComCon, you have to go into active mode and then dismount your mech.
So it shows you in pilot mode.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It's been so long.
Like, I have 11 health? I don't think that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
You get extra health from your suit.
Yeah, it's because of your hard suit. You have 8 + 3.
Yeah, because I'm in the same boat. I have a hard suit, and my health is at 11.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So
you picked. So, like for example, the stealth hard suit and the mobility hard suit don't give a health bonus. So you probably didn't see that in your previous hard suit, Rock. But the light hard suit is like, imagine light armor, basically.
Yeah.
So it gives you a +3 HP bonus. But you're not nearly as quick in this suit.
And one last question: how do I change that value? I don't see a way to. Is that active?
Which value?
The HP.
Oh, yeah. So that's what they were saying. Go into active mode and then dismount your mech.
Yeah, I did that earlier. I didn't see it. Maybe.
So.
Once I find how to dismount, I will do that.
Where is? Can you guys guide him to it?
I'm actually trying to find.
For the unmount.
Yeah.
Go to full actions at the bottom right. You see how you have like different buttons. One is full action, and you can click dismount.
Gotcha.
Oh.
And then you have to
mode. Okay.
Then you have to like end the turn and start a new round.
Yeah, I don't look at the pilot side of this too often, so thanks for that. Thanks, Todd.
Okay, all right. And then there's HP.
And then you can just click the little keyboard to edit the HP. And then you can also like and actually I thought, you can roll things in here if you want. Like you could do if you do fight. Yeah, you can roll your weapons and stuff, so.
Okay, cool.
All right, so
I got it now. Thank you, guys.
You all see Rock lean out, and as he tosses the grenade, a laser blast, like almost firing like a saw, where it's like starts from below his arm and then shoots up, like passing his arm. One of the lasers like grazes past his bicep, and you can see his suit kind of like in that area goes black, and like a smoke starts to rise from it. Rock, you hiss in pain and you pull yourself back behind the wall real quick, but as you do, you hear down the hallway the explosion and the barrage of metal from the exploding turrets.
So we know what those turrets shoot now if we run into any more of them.
Let's not run into more of them.
Yeah, okay.
I agree.
As we're running down the hall, is there anything salvageable from the exploded turrets?
You can take a look. As you stop and take a look at the remnants of the turrets, you do see kind of like how their mechanisms were set up. There's not much left of them because they did explode in a grenade.
Right.
But you are able to kind of like see their internals a little bit. I would say no, there's not really anything salvageable unless you want to kind of like sit here and study how they're set up to take the knowledge of them.
We don't have the time for that. I was hoping there would be like a laser part or something we could sort of snag and maybe use later, but I'm not gonna force it.
Yeah, so there isn't a whole lot here that seems too usable. All right, so you guys pass down the hallway?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
As after the explosion and after you guys pass down the hallway, as you're moving, you see all the lights that are currently in the station turn off. You're in complete darkness.
I would say they might know we're here now.
In the distance, you hear doof, 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 doof. Sounds like a bunch of doors slamming shut.
I was gonna just light a flare from my survival kit.
Yeah, so Chimera, you reach into your stuff, you pull out a flare from your survival kit, the kind of like warm red glow of the flare going off kind of spreads a little beacon of light around your area.
Yep.
Well, I think they know we're here.
Yep.
I guess, I don't know, is there a door we should just try to break down, or... I don't suppose we're going to wait and let them come to us.
You all hear a crackle over the intercom system? You guess that is here because you all heard just like a speaker system turn on. And then over the intercom throughout the station, you all hear, well, 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 look what we got here. You actually tried to come in, didn't you? Well... Don't worry about responding. I can't hear you, but I can see you. Everyone wave.
I just flipped the bird.
In just like a random direction.
Oh shit, you're right, yeah. In a random direction, yes.
just give the finger to like every direction. Just kind of rotate.
Just rapid fire the finger in every direction.
360 bird right here.
Oh, now, don't be too sour. You know, I think we can still come to an agreement. If you all turn around now, I won't get too much angrier.
But
you have 2 minutes to respond. And then you hear the comm system turn off.
But all the doors are locked. How are we supposed to leave?
Well, I assume if we turned around, they would probably let us leave, or they'd be waiting for us in the hangar.
Oh, okay.
Either way,
if they
we're
were
not
waiting for us in the hangar. Artemis would have killed them.
Oh, that's right. Good point.
They know our mechs are there. They don't know one of them has an AI.
Well, it's a moot point because
surprise for them.
So people know that at least dummy plugs exist in this world. So like even though what you have, Orion, is like rare, there's a lot of people out there who will put a dummy plug in their mech just so they can put it on like quote unquote guard duty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people know that sometimes mechs also are turrets, is what I will say.
Yeah. Like they'll be cautious.
They'll be cautious,
but they won't be aware that It's fully autonomous.
Yes. People aren't going to randomly blunder into getting shot by a mech in guard mode, is what I will say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They could.
They could. If they're particularly dumb, they could.
They just roll bad enough, right? I mean, that's all it takes.
It's technically an option.
So, I mean, are there vents here?
Yes,
that
there are
someone could
vents
fit into
that are human-sized.
Yeah,
Jeffrey's tubes.
Let me
yeah.
think for a second. Are there vents that are human-sized in one of the most well-guarded pieces of Corsac military hardware?
No one said Corsac was smart.
No, but they are careful, which is a kind of smart. I would say that there are not necessarily like, so I'll give you the spirit of what you're asking for, which there aren't necessarily like air ducts that a person could crawl through, but you do know there are service ways because you have to get into like the walls and the machinery of the gate station in order to repair certain systems. So you do know there are engineer access hallways that go through the walls in certain places. Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
What are they called in some things? They have like special names in like Star Trek and stuff like that. You know,
Jeffrey's tubes.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's tubes.
That's actually what it's called.
Yeah.
So basically, you know that there are things like that.
I want to look that up now.
Okay. Well, assuming they can't hear us right now, that means there's no dialogue back, and also, we're kind of screwed. We can hope that they didn't count us all, and Comet, you can go invisible and hope that they open the doors back up as we climb into our mechs. Orion, of course, going into yours. But that's about the best plan I got.
May I remind you, I have a plasma cutter. we can easily cut open a door.
Here's the problem with this, and I'm not saying no, but they know we're here. We can all agree to that. They also likely have some sort of line of communication to their ship. So the ship knows we're here.
Well, we figured it might come to that. That's why we're trying to keep them distracted. The second their ship starts focusing back on the gate station, that leaves them open to attack.
The entire ship, yes, but we don't know that they don't have more resources outside of, that they could send in.
There's a lot we don't know. This is true. Yeah. I think we just have to press forward and fight our way through if necessary. Faster the better.
I think to do that, we're going to have to cut off their communication and information as soon as possible.
I wonder if we could, they clearly have a camera in this hallway, right?
He said he could see you, so CHIMERA would intuit that, yeah.
I'm just saying is, like, if we can figure out where that camera is, maybe we can, I don't know, Astro, if you can do any sort of magic to, disable them, or at least, like, I think a false image is asking too much, but at least disable them.
Well, we could, but the camera is not my primary concern. Like Rock said, it's perhaps the communication back with their ship. I would just assume, even without cameras, they know where we are. They could probably pick up our heat signatures.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking that, in the very least, to make it a little harder to find us. But yeah, that is a valid point.
But I could try to find another terminal, and I might be able to disable some of their tracking abilities, which would include the camera or heat signatures or what have you, as well as access their communications.
At this point, we've gone loud. There's no sneaking around. Well, at least not like we need to. So if you can hard hack your way in, you should, right?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm just curious, are we like in a hallway right now? Like, are we in a room? And
yes, you were heading down a hallway, the hallway where you had trashed a couple of their turret defenses.
Okay. And this hallway goes down for a bit?
Yeah, it is a long hallway. They presumably picked this hallway to set up defenses because their turrets would have a lot of distance to shoot something.
Okay.
Are there any? Is it just like a long hallway, or is there any sort of branching pathways before?
There's a T section at the other end, and on the end you came from. So imagine it's a hallway that, ladder-like is parallel to 2 other passages.
So there's effectively 4 doors.
Not parallel. It is perpendicular between 2 other horizontal passageways that are parallel to each other, right?
Yeah.
You're in the hallway that is a ladder rung between 2 parallel lines.
Looking at the map, is there anything that on the map that tells me like this is where the command center is, or this is where they would?
You do.
Yeah.
You have the information of their command center. Absolutely. Rock found that out for you.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess that's sort of the direction we've been headed. Yeah, I mean, I think there's nothing to it but to try to press on and fight our way through if necessary. I do think maybe I'll send a message back to Torsay, apprising her of the situation.
Okay. You send a relay message out to the ship. What do you say to Torsay?
I'll say, we've breached the first line of defense, but now they know we're here. Keep an eye out on their ship, and let us know. Send us a message if they're doing anything unusual.
All right, so you send the relay message out. It gets relayed from Artemis out to the DBC. A few moments later, you get surprised for a moment, COMET, because on your screen, like, you open it up expecting to see like a video message from Torsay or something like that, and instead you just have a screen that has like a Hunter's face paint on it for a second. It just like pops onto the screen like a fucking jump scare in a video game.
Yeah.
And then the image slowly fades away to it like fade transitions into Torsay's message.
Whoa.
And then, you see Torsay come on the line, and you can see she's at her operation station, and she goes, "Roger, Captain. I've been monitoring the fight. The Relst and the Fees are keeping each other occupied for now. It doesn't look like they've made any attempt to head back towards the gate station. I've had to do a little bit of dancing with the ship to keep us back away from things. I think the Fees was trying to distract the Relst by bringing us into it, but I'm, as of right now, keeping us out of the combat. I have had to pull further back away from the fight to do so, though."
And I'll just send a reply back saying, all right, sounds good. Continue doing that, and continue to monitor the Relst for unusual activities until further notice.
All right, you get the read receipt, basically.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any new information to give you, so she's just like, Roger. Yeah.
She says, "Okay, thank you," and then I'm like, "No, thank you. No, thank you."
She goes, "Okay, have a nice day," and you're like, "Hey, thank you. You too." And it's like, "Okay, take care." "Oh, okay, bye." A unfortunate conversation I get into with some of my elderly patients, where I can't figure out what the correct ending statement to end the conversation is.
Just hang up.
All right, that's enough, and then you click. All right.
So, do we split up?
Did you want to check the service hatchways? Is that what you were suggesting?
2 people go that way, 2 people continue forward, was my thought.
Yeah. I'm down.
All right. I'll continue forward.
Same.
No.
I think that if we do hit resistance, it's going to be mostly through the front door, which is the way we're heading. So I'll stick with you.
All right. I'll activate my stealth suit and move on a little bit ahead. If we run into anyone, you greet them the way you do, and I'll surprise them by appearing out of thin air. Sound like
Greet them the way I do.
With lead, so to speak.
Okay. I'm not using archaic weaponry here.
It's just a figure of speech.
I'm sorry, I meant your depleted uranium rounds.
Those things that are slightly more deadly than, what was that? Lead? Yeah, those.
We make our own bullets.
All right, and then Evelene and Orion, you check out the service hatch. Can they still? Do we still have radio contact, even though we'll
as
be
long as you're
separated?
within a certain radius of each other?
Okay.
Yeah, that should still work, I hope.
You would have to get fairly far separated before your local comms would go down.
Okay.
Based on the map that we have and where we're going, that seems unlikely, right?
It is unlikely if you guys are both able to continue in the same direction. One of you would basically have to split up in such a way that one group of you was headed back to the hangar and one group of you was going forward, and then eventually you would be out of communique.
Okay.
Makes sense. I'll say, so let us know if you find anything. Rock and I will move forward. I'll try to find a terminal I can hack into and override some of their security measures if possible. Sound like a plan? Everyone good?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure.
All right, rock and roll. I'll take a quick action and activate my stealth suit.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and take a turn with all of my mechs now that you've taken a quick action. Oh, I recharge.
Nice. They fire their cannon at us. We all die instantly.
And I don't like that at all.
Nobody liked that.
Artemis hears the explosion, decides to fire back.
So, to be fair, I don't think Artemis is twitchy. I just think she has a happy trigger finger, is what I would say. Sure. It's not like she's going to get scared and fired. It's that she's going to get excited and fired. There's a difference.
That's kind of how I designed her.
Why?
She's good at her job. What can you say?
Makes things interesting.
All right, so you split up. Dyne and Evelene, you head off looking for the closest service hatchway. CHIMERA, being an engineer and part-time ship tech before you got a new hire, knows kind of what to look for here, but obviously this is a station and not a ship, so you're going to have to look around a little bit to find your access. Rock and Astro, you two head forward cautiously. Astro moving slightly further ahead in his stealth suit, and Rock coming behind. What are you going to do about your light situation? Because as of right now, you're in complete darkness, and CHIMERA is leaving with the flare.
That's a great question.
I kind of figured that my gun would have like a flashlight on it.
I'm going to go ahead and allow that, but let's just say that, like, if you're using that, it has to be like a you're actively like walking around with your weapon out in kind of like a, aiming your gun to look around corners and light things up kind of way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It seems like a very Rock thing to do.
All right, so that's exactly what's happening. You guys are moving forward. Rock, you're kind of like lighting the way from a little bit further behind, which does mean that from time to time, Comet, you have to wait until Rock rounds a corner before you can get ahead again, because like you're just walking into complete darkness whenever you get to a corner. But yeah, you guys are able to like slowly make your way forward. I want something from Orion and Chimera to find a way forward, because theirs is a little bit more obvious than yours.
I mean, looking at my triggers,
it can be either of you. I just need something from you two to tell me if you were successful in finding like service hatchways that are going to be useful.
I would imagine it'd be like hack or fix, I guess.
I guess for Orion, it would probably be spot.
Yeah, so hacker fix is mostly about electronic systems, not doors, like not
it's
hallways and stuff like that.
Yeah, or like mechanical systems as well. But yeah.
Then I would imagine spot would be better suited here.
All right.
I just imagine that Orion took a look at the map and has like a general idea of what to look for the direction that they're trying to go.
Okay. Yeah, totally. So, you're trying to like just figure out a good way forward with what you know of the layout of the station. You do have kind of the advantage of having served on a variety of different ships because of your past. You've kind of like moved from outfit to outfit. So you kind of know in that respect that you have a little bit of a wider variety of things to look for. So this is going to just be a straight pilot check.
Okay, so 1d20 plus 2. 21.
Nice. So it's almost like Orion knows exactly what to look for, Chimera. You guys are like, okay, we need to find an access panel. Orion's like, oh, you mean like that? And just points over your shoulder. And you turn around and you're like, you see this like weird hatch on the wall that you realize is actually a handle. Orion comes up, kind of like punches in the little hatch, and a handle comes out of it. And you guys are able to open your way into the service walls.
No one likes to show off. As I'll climb in.
Orion just smiles and says nothing as he moves in too.
All right, so you guys are able to kind of get in between the walls. Chimera, are you still like leading the way with the torch?
I would assume so, since I'm the one with the
the light source.
Yep.
All right, so Chimera, you're kind of shuffling a little bit ahead of Orion as you guys make your way through the engineering corridors. You are going to have to take a slightly more roundabout approach. As you guys make your way through, you do notice that you are going to have a little bit of an issue here. Because the station is quote unquote unoccupied right now, not all the passageways are open. So you guys are going to be able to like kind of like spider your way through to get where you're going, because Orion kind of knows what direction to take you through here. But it would be better if you could get through some of these areas without the impediments. It's just like certain service hatches are thrown the wrong way. Certain areas are kind of like filled with access corridors that should be open but are locked and things like that. So basically you can take the slightly longer route, or you can take a more direct route if you can somehow get past these impediments.
Can the impediments be removed with the plasma cutter?
Yeah, honestly, I'm trying to avoid using that joke, but honestly, that is a valid question.
Honestly, in this situation, some of them at least can be, because some of them are literally things that if you don't care about, like certain lighting systems, like I would say that Chimera, you can use the torch, the plasma torch, to cut through some things, but you are worried about damaging the ability of the gate to operate, or electrocuting yourself. So, even though most of the gate is powered down, you do know you will create some problems if you cut the wrong things. I will allow you to make a check to have confidence that you're cutting your way through the appropriate parts of the ship.
Okay.
This is going to be risky. But I am going to give you accuracy because of the plasma cutter.
This seems like I don't want to be like, using the same thing for everything, but this feels like a hacker fix item now for a skill trigger. If not, I'm fine with that too.
So the thing is, hacker fix is more about electronic systems, not about like... This is more engineering, though, right? You're not... Okay. So it's the difference between hardware and software a little bit, right? Like... Hacker fix is a little bit more of a software side thing. You're cutting through the walls of a system. You know what I mean? Like literal walls and wires.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking like it is electricity, but I keep forgetting that when you click the description, it gives you a little more details.
Yeah.
It does explicitly say
electronic systems, electronic door walks, computer systems, OmniNet webs, NHP coffins. Yeah, it's specifically related to systems.
Okay. Well, Evelene's tough. She's not worried about being electrocuted. Her only concern is just not breaking the actual gate. But I think we're willing to take that. I'm willing to take that risk. Are you cool with that?
What are your skill triggers?
Unfortunately, I feel like I should have something for like actual hardware, given my background. But I got Stay Cool, which it doesn't. I don't think it really applies here.
I think it does.
Actually, knowing that you could either electrocute yourself
you're
or
doing something that requires concentration, speed, or intense precision. That 100% qualifies to cutting something while not getting electrocuted.
Yeah,
Don't cut the green wire.
I mean, the other ones, just for clarity, are hacker fix, word on the street, distraction with gadgets, or creative engineering. So, yeah, I could see Stay Cool now.
Stay Cool.
Creative engineering?
Creative engineering is more about assembling engineering solutions.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's his personal MacGyver skill.
Yeah.
Too bad COMET wasn't there. You could just charm the impediments away.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna roll with Stay Cool then.
Stay Cool. So this is risky and you're gonna have accuracy. So yeah.
Okay. Well, here goes. I rolled a 6. Fantastic.
Oof. Holy shoot. Okay. So what happens here is as you guys are making your way through the walls, oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to trigger this now.
Yeah, fine. Just hit me with your best shot.
Oh, I will. So as you guys are making your way through the walls, Rock and Comet, who are out in like the main hallway areas, you both continue to move forward as CHIMERA and ORION work their way through the walls. CHIMERA, you make your way through various tangles of wires and engineering access ways, and you're like, okay, we can get to where we need to go. I can even see where there might be some rendezvous points with our friends further ahead. So let's just cut through here. This shouldn't be any problem. These are indicated as unnecessary systems for the gate. So you feel pretty comfortable cutting them. What you don't realize is that for Corsac, gravity is a non-necessary system.
Oh boy.
So as you cut through the wires, all of a sudden, Comet and Rock, as you're walking through the hallways, you lose touch with the floor as you start to drift away from it.
How tall is this hallway?
It's about 10 foot.
Okay.
In the hallway, CHIMERA, as you cut through it, because it was an active system, you do get shocked for 2 electrical damage.
Ouch. Okay.
As you see CHIMERA deactivating one of the active systems, ORION, you do see her in an odd sort of mirror to what happened to Comet earlier. Just go, ah! and just like her hair like shoots out the back towards you a little bit for a second, like a hedgehog, and then she calms back down as you see her tools start to float up next to her, as you realize you're in a tight space, so you can use your handholds to move around, but you no longer have gravity.
Can I reach out to grab the plasma cutter so it doesn't float away?
You grab the plasma cutter.
Hey, listen, they don't have gravity either, so.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think this is a loss per se, because at least we know for sure the gate still works. Or nothing that I did broke the gate.
Yet.
Little do we know that it's dependent on gravity controls.
But at least you stayed cool during that entire situation, even while being shocked. Important lesson.
True. Actually, here's a question, Bob. In theory, because we're working in 0G, would it be easier to get past these impediments? Because you're not climbing over an object, you just kind of float past it.
You're not climbing over them anymore, yes. I will say that you have failed forward in such a way that you have made things generally harder for the mission, but you are able to get to your destination.
It makes lemonade from lemons right there.
Yeah, you hurt and floating make your way past the impediments.
And yet here I'm remembering Portal 2 with the guy who said "fuck lemons."
What is
fuck lemonade?
Johnson.
Yeah, Cave
that
Johnson.
Was the reference I just made. Yeah.
So, what does this look like?
Wet lemons.
What does this look like for Astro and Rock as you both realize that gravity is gone?
Astro lets out an involuntary yelp. He goes, "Woo!"
Are you the Pillsbury Doughboy?
He goes, "Whoa!" And he instantly starts grasping at the wall for something to hold on to.
Okay.
It's going to be like a moment of pure confusion because he was like not expecting this at all.
There is a moment of disorientation, but yeah, you can latch on to the wall to prevent yourself from floating away.
Yeah.
What's Rock's kind of response to this?
I mean, yeah, I'll grab onto something before I float away, but I'll just kind of look around and just. Is this some sort of tactic to slow us down?
Yeah, thinking it's like the enemy doing something to you guys.
I'm just saying that out loud because I don't know if I actually don't know if.
Over the comms, Eveline's gonna say, if you're seeing a distinct lack of gravity, that's on me. Just gonna apologize right now. Take ownership of that.
Wow, that answers that then.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
Look. You're making lemonade here. Just make it work.
Well, anytime you give us a little warning next time you decide to disable the gravity.
I just did.
Yeah, okay.
The warning was a little post-event than I would prefer, but
yeah.
It's the spirit. It's the spirit of the matter, not the implementation.
I think I could probably quibble with that, but fine.
I'm just gonna say, well, on the bright side, Astro, Eveline's hair now matches yours. They both have that electrified tinge.
Well, now everyone's hair matches ours because we're in 0G.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
but mine doesn't have that nice singed smell.
That's true.
That is a comfort to you. As the four of you continue to figure out how to make your way further into the gate station with gravity and power cut, with little light and kind of treading forward at the tips of attention to make sure you're not taken by surprise, we're going to go ahead and call this part of the session here. And we come back, we're going to see what you all do to take the gate station proper as you close in on the command center.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Right, we'll win.
No problem.
Hey, Rock, spoilers. Don't tell them about the heroic sacrifice one of you makes too.
Oh, well, yeah, well, that's why I left that out.
Oh, all right, Rock, which one? Do you think it'll be you or me who gets shocked next?
Laser burn, hello.
All right, I guess it's my turn then, huh?
Watch out, it's gonna happen.
Evelene, act as my shield.
All right, well, we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.